Before I actually joined Higgins, I was working within the strata industry. So working on building compliance, insurance valuations, sinking fund forecasts, safety reports, those sorts of things. So I had a little bit of understanding of buildings as such and the strata industry. Yeah, that was before I came to Higgins. Doing insurance valuations and sinking fund forecasts, I did a lot of work in terms of being able to know how to do a square meterage measurement. So I was looking from a sort of a horizontal square meterage to a vertical square meterage. I guess I had a bit of understanding of substrates, gutters, fascias, walls, etc. So within in those sort of safety reports and things like that, you're always looking at different areas of buildings. So having that understanding of buildings, I guess, and being able to know how to measure stuff was good. That was a very transferable skill, I guess. Paint. I didn't know anything about paint. Didn't like it was paint is paint. It was always the thing that you heard. And I guess that ability to be able to actually learn about paint was probably the big thing. And I think that when I first started, that was one of the key things is, you can have certain skills, but there's certain things you can learn, and paint's one thing you can learn about. I guess you don't really think about it. You think that people come along, slap it on your walls and it's done. But I guess that, just different substrates need different paints, different climates need different paints. Obviously in far north Queensland, we've got different challenges to the people in Victoria. We have paints that you can't even put on the walls because the walls are too hot or it's too humid. So yeah, look, I think learning what substrates need what paints, what prep needs to be done, making sure that things are done properly was probably a bit of a learning curve. Yeah, I think I know a bit more about paint now. We have a great team up in Cairns. I have a sales team. I have Kelly admin. I've got I've got my operations team as well. Ultimately, the delivery of everything is where I sort of come together. My day is sometimes sales directed, sometimes operations directed, sometimes admin directed, depending on the time of what we're doing. But yeah, I might be doing a sales meeting and then putting on steel caps and heading to the Cairns Convention Centre for a site meeting. So, we work on some pretty exciting sites in Cairns, working on historical sites like the library and the art gallery in Cairns, the courthouse. We've done work there. But yeah, look, I think I meet a lot of people. I work with my team, and basically every day is different, which is good because it keeps me on my toes. I think there's always buildings that you love to go back and have a look at. So I think the big things are your colour changes. So we've done some really good colour changes with places like Accent at McLeod, working on the Manta Trilogy Towers, Abseil projects. I always love the way that they come out. I think the casino is a fantastic site up there, and we're actually repainting that again. So we're in a second cycle of a maintenance plan with them. Yeah, the historical sites. So as I said before, the Cairns City Library, we did a lot of washing down to get rid of the bats deposits, what they left behind, I guess, internally painted there. And then, the courthouse, we did the coat of arms at the front of the courthouse, which was a very intricate job that was taken on by one of my team. And yeah, and the Cairns Art Gallery, that's an amazing building, and bringing it back to its actual historical colours was one of the big things that we had to do there. So yeah, so just being able to drive down the street and go, we've painted that, and be proud of what we've done. I guess I hadn't really thought about, the role that I was in previously. I was fairly happy where I was, and I was actually someone from Higgins actually reached out to me, I think the thing that attracted me to the role was through my previous roles in Strata, I had met members of the Higgins team at conferences and things like that. And I always found that there was a really clear ethos and feeling around what the company was about, and it seemed to be very much based around, you know, family is important, that family values, all of those sorts of things. You know, the motto, whatever it takes, you know, we get in, we get things done, we make sure they're done properly, and we come back. So I think that was really important to me, that I felt that the company had a really strong sort of team feel about it. It had a really strong, you know, we're a good business and we do good work, and we back ourselves. So for me, I guess, you know, I kind of looked at it and went, well, don't know anything about paint, but you know, I think that the actual skills that I was able to bring across in terms of management of the business, management of people, understanding takeoffs, being able to measure, quote, do all of that sort of stuff, the paint came. When I needed it, paint came. And I had I've got a fantastic operations team that have always been able to help me out. So, you know, I work with them day in, day out. You know, any questions I have, you know, we work together to make sure that we get things right, whether it's at the quoting stage or operational delivery, and making sure that we give clients the best that they can achieve. So yeah. We have a very cohesive team, and very honest about what we're doing. So for me, you know, regardless of whether there's an issue on site or there isn't an issue on site, the whole process of having trust in each other. So trust to come and say, look, there might be an issue, but being able to know that the ops team will come to me, will then go to the client and fix that issue straight away. I think the other thing is that, you know, we've built from, you know, basically 4 painters and myself when I started, to a team of over 20 painters and, you know, tradesmen, apprentices, etc. And I think probably the biggest thing is that we've actually been able to attract people to come. So my team are my best advertisement, whether it be to the clients or whether it be to attract other tradespeople, because they will go out and they'll go, you know, they'll talk to their people they've worked with previously and sort of say, you know, come on over. And I think it really helps, because it really helps to weed out, you know, they're not going to ask people that they don't believe can be a part of our team, and don't believe that basically, you know, become a part of our culture. So we've managed to build and build and build, and you know, we've been lucky. We haven't actually lost many tradespeople at all over the time. We've just managed to sort of add up, and anyone, you know, that has gone, some have gone to other branches within Higgins, which has been great as well. We've been able to support other areas with tradespeople as well. But yeah, I think it's just that culture breeds an ability to create a cohesive team, and then to grow that team and make sure that the right people come on by them actually being invited. You know, we don't have to advertise as such. Someone with the team will go, this guy or this girl is a great person, how about we bring them in? So yeah, so that's where we've been really lucky. You know, for me, I'm very much about, you know, the role and the thing that you're doing. If it's something that you're passionate about, if it's something that you believe is the right thing for you, then don't be scared to go for it, whether you be male or female or whatever. You know, the thing that it's about is it is about passion. It's about understanding that it doesn't matter if it's a trade or not. It doesn't matter if it's nursing or not, you know, I mean, realistically, it goes across all sorts of trades. But for me, you know, women who want to get into the industry, I just say go for it. You know, ultimately, I've found being within the industry that for the most part, you're selected on your ability as opposed to whether you're male, female or whatever. And I think that that's probably been, you know, one of the best things about this experience is that I might go into a meeting and maybe majority men, but my opinion is valued just as much as the next person's. the thing I like about it is there is a lot of flexibility around, you know, as I said, it's a family-owned business, it's a family-oriented business. So, you know, I do have 3 boys myself. And, you know, there's times when I need to do things, and there's certainly a large amount of flexibility around that. I think the Higgins family supports, and I'm talking not just about the Higgins family as in Jared and John, but I'm talking about the Higgins family as in the actual company, because that's what it is. It's, you know, there's a lot of support for anything that needs to be done. You know, me personally, my mother was in hospital, and I needed to come down here, and the process was not about, you know, who's going to cover what you need to do up there. It was all about, we'll cover that, you go. So I think that yeah, it's been a really good process. And, you know, as I've been here for 5 years, I've had my children go from young to teenagers during that time, and the ability to be there when they've needed me has been fantastic. And I think, you know, I think that's throughout the company. We try and support anyone. There's flexibility to work from home. Obviously, I'm not in an office today. So yeah, there's that flexibility around where you are and getting things done. I love what I do. You know, I wasn't sure if I was going to like what I do. You know, when I first came in, I'm thinking paint. But, you know, I think, you know, as I said, I think I feel like that my opinions respected. I'm respected for what I do and for how I do it. And that's within, you know, the higher managers within the business. And, you know, I think, no, I wasn't surprised. I think I actually, from the start, I kind of had a feeling that this was how it was going to go. So, yeah, but as I said, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my team, enjoy being a part of the whole thing. So, yeah.